Thousands of years before humans knew horror films, before stories of hell and demons appeared in major religions, ancient people believed that the world around them was not empty. They believed that invisible things existed silently, watching, and at times, interfering with human life. In ancient Mesopotamia, the land between two great rivers and considered the cradle of human civilization, fear did not exist only in imagination. The Mesopotamians believed that illness, disasters, or uneasy dreams in the middle of the night were signs of invisible entities wandering everywhere. To them, not everything was random. When someone fell ill without a clear reason, it was not coincidence. It was the moment when an invisible guest had paid a visit. In the Mesopotamian worldview, the boundary between gods and demons was very blurred. An entity could both bring calamity and serve as a protector. And among the most ancient names, there was one being that humans both feared and relied on, Pazuzu. Pazuzu was considered the embodiment of the hot desert winds. Winds that carried exhaustion, disease, and a sense of unease that humans could not explain. In ancient reliefs, Pazuzu appears with a distorted form, wide wings, sharp claws, and eyes always in a state of alert. This was not the image of a natural creature, but something that did not belong to the human world. Yet what made Pazuzu truly frightening did not lie in his appearance, but in his strange role in ancient life. Pazuzu was not only a threat, he was also a shield. The Mesopotamians believed that Pazuzu was terrifying enough to drive away other entities that were even more dangerous. Because of this, they wore amulets shaped like Pazuzu and hung small statues of him in their homes, especially in families with pregnant women. In their thinking, only a greater fear could push back another fear. The image of a winged demon, associated with disease and calamity in European culture many centuries later, is believed to have been deeply influenced by Pazuzu. The name may be forgotten, but the shadow has never disappeared. If Pazuzu represented fear coming from nature and uncontrollable forces, then Lamashtu was a much more personal obsession. Lamashtu was a female entity, associated with pregnancy, newborn children, and the long nights filled with a mother's anxiety. The Mesopotamians believed that she wandered freely, needing no summoning and no ritual. She sought out the weakest places on her own, where life was most fragile. Complications during pregnancy, children born weak, or a mother's unexplained sense of unease were all believed to be signs that Lamashtu had left her mark. What made Lamashtu most terrifying was that she did not seek worship. There were no temples and no rituals dedicated to her, because ancient people believed that some things, the more they were named, the closer they would come. To protect themselves from Lamashtu, the Mesopotamians turned once again to Pazuzu. Pazuzu amulets were hung near beds, placed beside pregnant women, as a silent warning sent to the other entity that this place was protected by a greater fear. Pazuzu and Lamashtu are not just ancient legends. They reflect how people in the ancient world faced things beyond their control: illness, childbirth, and the fragility of life. Even though thousands of years have passed, those fears have never disappeared. They have only changed form, put on new shapes, and continued to appear in culture, in stories, and in the imagination of modern humans. These entities may be very ancient, but the fear they leave behind has never truly fallen asleep.